What's up, Spikes? Before you skip ahead, this episode is brought to you by Wizards of the Coast. They sponsored us. So if you want to see more cool early access content like this, you gotta hit like, you gotta hit subscribe, you gotta hit that share button and put it in all your group chats. But most of all, you gotta hit that link that takes you out to the Aetherdrift product. If you need help finding your local game store where you can buy Aetherdrift, or if you need to help find an online retailer to get that to you, click that link and it'll take you right there.
What's up, Spikes? Welcome back to yet another episode of The Spike Feeders, where we play games for your enjoyment. We are here in the Spike Feeders World Headquarters here in sunny Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and today we are bringing you some high-octane Aetherdrift content. Big shout out to Wizards of the Coast for sponsoring this episode, sending us the decks and the product early so that we could get this, get our engines revved as soon as possible and get this content past the finish line directly into your eyeballs. Very excited to be playing today. Very quick shout out as well to our channel sponsor, Gamegenic, as well as to Burrito Splendido for feeding the Spikes today. And we should just get straight into it. I am Bill. I won the die roll, so I get to go the fastest. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Today I'm playing Samut, the Driving Force. Samut has always been a favorite character of mine, honestly. She does a lot of things with like Vigilance and Double Strike sometimes and Haste, and that's exactly what she does today. She cares about what gear I'm in to discount my non-creature spells as well as buff up my creatures. So I'm going to be playing a lot of token generation spells, and hopefully I'll be able to put the pedal to the metal. Jim.
The metal is Jim's face.
Bill stole all of the puns. He's like, I'm just going to speed run every single pun.
No puns left for the rest of the table. Everybody has to be serious.
But today I'm playing Kolodin, Triumph Caster. This is a vehicles deck. If you know me at all, you know I love vehicles. This one's really cool. We put this one together so that all the vehicles have really high crew costs, and normally that is a detriment. But as those vehicles enter, they're going to get automatically crewed and they'll have haste. So I'll be able to skirt around that a little bit and be way more aggressive than vehicle decks normally are.
Well, that sounds awfully fun. Hi, everybody. My name's Alex, and today I'm playing Mendicant Core Guidelight that I definitely haven't called Mendicant Bias like 7 times. Today, this guy has star power, which means not that he's actually a star, but that he counts the number of artifacts that are in play to determine his power level. We also have Start Your Engine, so we're going to be cranking up the gears, and when we get to maximum speed, I can pay an extra 1 on every artifact spell to copy it. So hopefully my affinity can carry me over the finish line.
Hi, I'm Jerry today in spirit, and in Captain Howler Sea Scourge fashion, I'm going to be a shark pirate. I don't exactly know what that means. I'm going to have a fishy head and bite my opponents. But what he does is he's going to discard some cards, and that buffs my board, +2/+0, and then when those creatures that have been buffed hit my opponents, I'm going to draw more cards that I can then discard to buff, to draw, to discard, to buff, to Shark Pirate.
Well, let's crack in to our sidekick pros.
So as mentioned previously, I did win the die roll, so that means I get to draw first, too. Very good. I'm going to play this mountain and leave up this lightning bolt in my hand, and I'll pass.
I'm going to draw a card. I'll play a mountain, and I'll pass.
Wow, twinsies.
Nice.
Wow,
Play
we
mountain,
can't even play
coward.
mountain.
Do it.
Hollowed Mountain.
That's a good one.
I'll go to 38.
That's a pretty good one.
Ooh, what you got?
What I got is K9, Mark 1.
That's an
I like
artifact.
him.
Yeah, as long as he's untapped, other legendary creatures I control have Ward 1, but I can pay 1 in blue to tap him to get target legendary creature can't be blocked this turn.
Is that Goddard from Jimmy Neutron?
No.
Yes.
Do you remember Poochie?
I do.
From the
I had one.
I'll pass the turn.
Draw for turn. I'd like to be like my friends and not like Alex. I've got this mountain and pass the turn.
What a loser.
Wow.
I'm just going to run out this command tower and ship the turn over once again.
I will draw a card. I'll play a Plains and tap 2 to cast Boros Signet.
Ooh, ramping.
Ramping. And I'll pass.
All right, before I start my turn, go subscribe, and then I'll draw a card.
Aggressive.
I like it.
They gotta subscribe. If they want to watch the show, they gotta subscribe. That's how it works. It isn't how it works, but this is how this works. This is Mendicant Core Guidelight. Powers equal to the number of artifacts I control. 2. And I get start your engine, so I'm gonna start speeding up. Brum, 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 brum. At this point, I should mention that the way Start Your Engines works is it puts me in first gear. So we got these handy dandy little speed trackers that'll let us know how fast we're going. And when I get to max speed, I can cast artifacts and copy them, like I mentioned earlier.
What's max speed, Alex?
Well, max speed's 4.
Wow.
Which means during my turn, I need to have one of you lose life. So I'm going to go ahead and have the biggest bully at the table, the person who just was super mean to me, Elliot.
Yeah!
Wow, I called him a loser.
Yeah, that's normal though.
1?
That's 1 damage.
1 Demaglio,
And
39.
then in my end step, we'll go ahead and tick up my speed.
Room.
Pass.
Drop.
Oh, I was incorrect. It actually just happens when I have you lose the life. It's not at the end step.
It just happens.
Well, then you missed it, so. I'm going to play a Cascade Bluffs, because I am a blue-red deck. And then I'd like to tap it for a red and a blue. Conspiracy Theorist. This is a 2/2 human shaman. When he attacks, I may pay 1 and discard a card. If I do, draw a card. And whenever I discard 1 or more non-land cards, I may exile one of them from my graveyard. And if I do, I may cast it this turn.
Yo, fake madness?
Yep.
That's a good one.
Gonna go fast.
That's
Pass.
Gotta go pass.
Gonna go.
Draw. Well, I'm gonna do something that might paint a little bit of a target on my head, but hopefully because I have nothing else in play, it's not very important. I'm gonna play this Beastmaster Ascension.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So for anybody who wasn't playing during Zendikar, whenever I attack, it gets a quest counter, and then if it has 7 or more quest counters on it, creatures I control get +5/+5.
And you said that only applies to people that weren't playing during Zendikar?
Yes.
Okay, so I was, so we can safely ignore it.
I will pass to you.
Okay, untap. Draw a card. I'm going to play this Plains. Activate Boros Signet and cast my commander Kolodin, Triumph Caster.
Uh-oh.
That's a 2/3. It says mounts and vehicles I control have haste. It also has another ability that says whenever a mount I control enters, it becomes saddled until end of turn. And it also has another ability that says whenever a vehicle I control enters, it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn.
I'm expecting a Consulate Dreadnought right now.
3 of them. 3 abilities.
Well,
Must be
I
nice.
would like to cast Consulate Dreadnought. I'm actually going to tap 2 and cast Mech Titan Core.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah. So it's a 2/4. It enters, it triggers my commander, and it gets crewed. It doesn't get crewed. It becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. I think I'm going to attack. How big this?
Currently 2/3.
2/3.
2/2.
Bill? Take 2.
Wow.
38.
Go to 38.
And I will pass.
Right on. We're going to untap Ward again and draw.
Oh, yes. Only when K9 is untapped.
Correct. It's a mono artifact, apparently.
Wow. My bones.
Right. My bones, indeed. Speaking of bones, this is a Plains. And we'll go ahead and tap 1, 2, 3 for Brotherhood Vertibird. That's it's got the same star power as Mendicant. So it is currently 3/4, except it doesn't matter because it's not a creature. Of course. But that does mean that Mendicant Core is a 3/3 when it attacks my good friend, Bill.
Why me? What did I do?
You literally said it.
I know, but I can still complain.
We're at 3 speed. We're almost sped all the way up. Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. I'm going to play another basic mountain as my land for turn, and I'm going to head on down to Combat Town. Conspiracy Theorist says, Beastmaster Ascension, scary. Well, hold on. I might pay 1. Mm-hmm. I will. Mm-hmm. I will discard this Angie's Ravager. Madness. I will cast Angie's Ravager. This is a 3/3 that attacks each combat if able, and whenever it attacks, I discard my hand, then draw 3 cards. Also, I draw a card at some point in that transaction for discarding the card, and I will not be casting this because I cast it instead.
Very good.
Now you can take 2.
Okay, I'll go to 33.
I will pass the turn.
I will untap, and let's see what happens. I'm going to play this Karplusan Forest.
Gesundheit.
And then I think
Karplusan.
for a few reasons, I'm going to tap this for 3 and then Karplusan Forest for a colorless. And I'm going to cast Wildfire Awakener for X equals 1. So when it enters, I'm going to create 1/1/1 red elemental creature token with whenever this becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to target player.
Bill needs blockers.
I need literally anything. I've only drawn 5 drops. That makes me a little guy. And then I will just pass.
Okay. On tap. Draw a card. I'll play this mountain as my land for turn. I'm going to tap 4
Holy smokes.
to cast Chandra, Spark Hunter. This is a new one.
Yeah.
This is it's a Planeswalker. It has 4 loyalty. It has a +2 ability that says I may sacrifice an artifact or discard a card. If I do, I draw a card. It has a 0 ability that says create a 3/2 vehicle with crew 1. It's -7. Its ultimate is you get an emblem with whenever an artifact I control enters, this emblem deals 3 damage to any target. It also has a static ability that says at the beginning of combat on my turn, choose up to 1 target vehicle I control. It becomes an artifact creature and gains haste until end of turn.
Yeah, super cool. Really cool and fun.
So I am going to 0 it, and I'm going to make one of these vehicles. I am going to move to combat. I guess it enters, so it actually
damn
gets
it, he
crewed
missed it.
already. I mean, it was going to anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Either
Yeah,
way.
but now you can crew both.
You know what, Elliot? You're right. It enters, it triggers Kolodin, it'll become a vehicle.
A creature.
Move to combat, it'll become a creature vehicle. Move to combat, Chandra will make Mech Titan core vehicle, creature vehicle.
There you go.
And I am going to declare my attacks
I got a tree.
at Alex.
Yeah. I'll take 5.
And that's going to be it for me. Go ahead.
Right on. On tap, upkeep, draw. We'll play Prairie Stream as our land for turn. Enters on tap because I got 2 basics. Then I've got 3 power so I can crew my Vertibird.
Whoa, look at the vert that bird's getting.
That's crazy.
He's so verted. Now, I would like to attack Chandra, but instead I need to get through to Jim's face for 3.
This brings him up to max speed.
It does.
I will accept the terms.
All right, 37. Speed increased. I'm going to put it on Spike because I like looking at it.
What, that says 6.
Well, actually, 5.
it means-
What do you do now?
Now that I have max speed,
Yeah.
whenever I cast an artifact spell, 1, 2, 3, for Master of Ethereum, I may pay 1 if I do copy Master of Ethereum.
We're in danger. We're in like a lot of danger right now.
They're both 5/5s?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
6/6s.
sorry. 6/6s. Yeah. Wow. Forgot the Lord effect.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Lord effect, you'll never be royal.
Yeah.
Untap. Cry. Tears. Draw for turn. I'm going to play Sulphur Falls as my land for turn, and then immediately tap these 2 for a Talisman of Creativity, and tap that for this Currency Converter. So this says whenever I discard a card, I may exile that card from my graveyard. It has 2 tap, draw a card, then discard a card, and tap, put a card exiled with Currency Converter into your graveyard. If it's a land, I make a treasure. If it's a non-land, I make a 2/2 black rogue creature token. That's going to be relevant because I'm going to be discarding my whole life away very shortly here.
Yes.
So I'm just going to head on over to combat. I'm going to declare attacks. My Ravager that has to attack will attack Chandra.
How big?
3/3.
Okay.
My Conspiracy Theorist will still attack Bill. It is a 2/2. I have 2 triggers, so I'm gonna layer this one, then this one. So I'll discard my whole hand and then draw 3 cards. The cards that I'm discarding are Anger. That one can stay here. And then Fiery Islet, Alhamret's Archive, and Bitter Reunion, which I will put under the converter. Draw 3 cards.
That's pretty good.
Then I will pay an extra 1 for the Conspiracy Theorist to discard this island, draw a card. And then the island will also... whenever I discard a card... Yes, yeah. I will exile the island under the converter as well. After all, why shouldn't I? I will tap this to put the island into my graveyard and make a treasure. And I will pass the turn.
I gotta be honest, that's a slick little engine you got going already.
Yeah.
Engine.
Okay. There's something that I probably have to do this turn that is not, like, insanely great, but I will draw. That's a little bit better than what I was going to do, so I think I'm just going to jam that instead. I'm going to play this Rockfall Vale as my land for the turn. It enters tapped unless I control 2 or more other lands. Then, pre-combat, I'm going to just tap 5 and cast this Mirari's Wake. So creatures I control get +1/+1, and whenever I tap a land for mana, I add an additional mana of any type that land produced. I will move to combat, and I'm going to attack Elliot with the Elemental, pointing the damage at Alex's face.
Sounds good, 32.
Okay.
That puts 1 counter onto Beastmaster Ascension, but I will just be passing the turn after that.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen Mirari's Wake since middle school lunch. Like,
That card bangs.
I will draw a card for my turn. I'm going to tap 4 to cast Thousand Moon Smithy. This is a 4-mana legendary artifact. It says when it enters the battlefield, I create a white gnome. Soldier artifact creature token with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures I control. At the beginning of my pre-combat main phase, I can tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures I control, and if I do, I transform this. It transforms into a land with some very good abilities.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to do that this turn, though. I'm going to activate Chandra to make this vehicle. It triggers Kolodin, and it becomes a creature. I think I've got to attack Bill, I guess.
Alex also scary, but you're not
He's
getting
got a pair of
past his
6/6s.
six
Yeah,
sixes.
zero chance that's happening. Yeah, I'm just going to attack Bill with the vehicle. I don't
Just
know if
one?
he wants to trade the wildfire.
No,
Wake
I
there,
do
but-
not. So I'll take
it's
3.
Yeah.
So I'll go to 28.
28. And that's going to be it for me. I will pass. This
Right.
gnome soldier is currently a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6,
7/7.
7, 7.
It's creatures and
Creatures and
artifacts.
or artifacts.
For some reason.
That's busted. All right. We're untapping. We're upkeeping. We're drawing. We're going to play Artikar Wastes as our land for turn, and then we're going to start doing it to them.
Oh.
Tap 1, 2 to put Ethereum Sculptor on the stack. Mendicant Core, pay the 1, make a copy.
2 less.
I'd like to put Thought Monitor on the stack.
No.
Pay 1,
No.
make
You're
a
going to draw
copy.
4 cards.
Yes.
You got it.
Yeah.
And they're both 4/4s with flying
1, 2.
because of the
Yes.
Masters of
Because of the
Ethereum.
Masters of Ethereum.
Yup. Ooh, everything is gigantic now.
9. Everything that isn't a master is a 11/11, and the masters are 10/10s. Or, sorry, these two have
Yeah,
11 power. Those two have 10 power,
right.
is what I meant.
Bill, how big is the Wildfire Awakener?
It is a 4/3.
4/3.
Fear me.
No. All right. When we move into our combat step, we're going to use the copy of Ethereum Sculptor to crew the Vertibird. From there, this is an 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5 that I'm going to send at my good friend Billiam. And this Vertibird is going to be sent at my good friend Gilliam.
Yeah. Is it also 10?
Chili's
It's
also
also 11.
Also 11, yeah.
Okay.
okay, I will be taking 11, going to 17.
And
17 and 14 commander.
Yep. And I'll go to 26.
26. I'm going to pass the turn.
Alrighty, I'm gonna untap. I don't know that I'm doing as much as my compatriots in this game, but
You are doing more than me, I think. Well, for now.
Yeah, I'll draw. Alrighty, it's not a very good one, but it is what I drew, so I'll play this Frost Boil Snarl, and I will show you a mountain. Ooh, spooky.
Write that down. What was
Hello,
collector?
Mountain.
Collector number 264 from Amonkhet.
This is a good bit.
Thank you. It's not mine. I brought it from home, actually. I've got 4 mana here. For Captain Howler, Sea Scourge. This is a 5/4 shark pirate with haste. Thanks, Anger. Ward 2 and pay 2 life. Whenever I discard 1 or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each card discarded this way. And whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, I draw a card. Then go to combat. The Ravager is going to attack because it must, and it will attack Alex. Just the attack at Alex, which will trigger the Angie's Ravager, so I will discard my hand, which is Mountain Containment Construct. I will put all of those under the currency converter, and that will trigger Captain Howler to target this to get +6/+0. So it is a 9/3 currently, and I have drawn 3 extra cards from that.
I will block with my copy of Master of Ethereum.
All right. I will pay 2 to tap this currency converter to draw a card and then discard a card. Yeah. I will discard this Magus of the Wheel, and it will go under the currency converter, which will trigger Captain Howler again to target the Ravager to make it 11/3.
And then we'll trade.
Alrighty.
I just really didn't want you drawing 3 and or 4 cards.
It was only going to be 2. Yeah. Alrighty. That is my turn.
Okay.
I got rid of one of them.
Yeah. Let's.
You're welcome.
We're going fast in this game.
Yeah. Except.
Remember me!
I was kind of hoping to draw a land, but thankfully Mirari's Wake has my back. So I'm going to kick things off here by tapping 2 red, 2 white, 2 green to cast my commander, Samut the Driving Force, who does, as I was just lamenting previously, put me into first gear. So thankfully I am not left behind by my compatriots. So once again, what she does, she has a 4/5 with First Strike, Vigilance, and Haste. Start your engines, which is why I'm now in first gear. Other creatures I control get +X/+0, where X is my speed. And non-creature spells I cast cost X less to cast, where X is my speed.
Ooh.
So currently these are getting +2/+1 total, and my non-creature spells cost 1 less. I'm gonna move to combat, and I'm going to be attacking. I'm just going to throw this elemental at Alex, which will trigger its ability and deal 1 to your face, which thankfully will kick me into second gear. I will also declare an attack with Samut because she has First Strike and Vigilance and Haste. She's a bunch of really good abilities. I'm going to be attacking Elliot with that, with her, and that will actually put 2 counters onto my Beastmaster Ascension. So she is currently attacking for 5. This elemental is a 4/2.
I will not be blocking.
Okay.
All right, I'll throw my regular Master of Ethereum in front of the Elemental.
You got it. So he will unfortunately die, but he's done his job.
Perish.
Unfortunately, Mirari's Wake is kind of being misused here, but I'm going to tap the Karpaluzan Forest for 2 green, paying life, going to 16. And then the Command Tower for 2 white, and I'm going to cast Glare of Subdual, which is an enchantment with tap an untapped creature I control to tap target artifact or creature.
Ooh.
And then I will just be letting the other 2 mana drain and pass.
Okay. I'm going to untap. I will draw a card.
Good with the...
At the beginning of my pre-combat main phase, Thousand Moons Smithy triggers, and I would like to tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures I control. Okay. To transform Thousand Moon Smithy into Barracks of the Thousand. This is a legendary artifact land, and it says, whenever I cast an artifact or creature spell using mana produced by this, I create a white gnome soldier, which is this. I'm then going to activate Chandra's 0 ability to make a vehicle. It'll enter, trigger Kolodin to make it a creature. Then I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to use Chandra's ability to make this tapped vehicle a creature as well. And still in beginning of combat, I will crew this other vehicle.
Okay.
Still in beginning of combat, I'm going to tap 5, exiling Mech Titan Core and 4 other artifact creatures I control.
Oh.
That's going to get exiled to make a Mech Titan. This is a 10/10. It's all colors, and it has Flying, Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, and Haste.
Should I just go to 21? Or okay, yeah.
Well, you have a flyer?
Oh, I do have a flyer. Does it have trample?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go to 21.
So Alex to 21, and I'm going to go to 36.
Oh, that's bad.
Alert.
I mean, you still have like 40, 50 power worth of creatures. So.
It's a lot harder to get through now.
Yeah. Then I think that's enough for this turn. I'm going to pass.
Oh, that's all.
Wow. All right. On tap.
I love
Mech Titan is all colors.
I have never done this before. I run Mech Titan in 2 decks.
Wow.
And I've never made this token before.
Nice.
We'll play Island. It's land for turn. We'll pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For everybody's favorite, Ugin the Ineffable. He cannot.
Can he be effed?
Cannot be effed.
Can't F with him.
You can't say that.
Actually, you might not even be able to GF him, so I'm not sure about that. But anyway, we're going to -3 to get rid of Mech Titan.
What?
It's got 1 or more colors, doesn't it?
No, it has all of them.
Yeah, that's 1 or more.
No, it's all of them.
It's all more than 1?
Alex, I've never made this token before.
And now you have, and now it's gone.
All will be one.
So true. So true,
I have
bestie.
no follow-up.
I'm actually...
I mean, by that logic, right, if all will be 1 and it's all, then it's 1.
It's 1. 1 or more.
Can't be targeted.
No, it's
What's 1 or more?
No.
Why do I play Magic with you guys? Anyway, we're going to move to combat. We're going to use our Ethereum Scopper to crew our Vertibird. I don't think Jim is as bad now that I've ruined his life.
Yeah, now that I
think-
sacrificed my entire board for one thing that just got done.
I think with that in mind, in response to the crew, I would like to activate Glare of Subdual using my 2 creatures to tap down your Mendicant and your Brotherhood Vertibird.
So after it's...
Yeah,
okay.
It could be either. It's trap artifact or
Yeah,
creature, so, but yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So these boys tapped.
Yeah.
Okay, they have been tapped. We're going to attack with Master of Ethereum at Bill and Ethereum Sculptor at Chandra.
My Chandra.
Yes.
Okay, so it's for 8?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Chandra Day.
Okay. I will go to 8
build to
life
8.
points.
And yes, I know I could have killed Bill, but I didn't want to form a volume 3, so we're just going to pass.
Nice. Good one.
Nice.
Good one.
Yeah, nice.
I'll untap. Now
I think it's not a terrible idea to leave Bill alive because I think you might need his power to
right.
start dealing with me and Elliot. I mean, maybe not me, but Elliot, depending on how this turn
The
goes.
bigger problem is that I'm low enough of a life at this point that if I sell out to attack, I'm going to take way too much here, and I'm not killing 2 people. If I was killing 2 people, sell out. But
Yeah, fair enough. I will draw for turn. I'll play this island as land for turn. I'm going to tap 5 to cast Path of the Pyromancer. This card says, discard all the cards in your hand, add red for each card discarded this way, then draw that many cards +1. And then it's got some Will of the Planeswalker stuff, but we're not playing Plane Chase, so that doesn't matter. The cards that I am discarding are Brass's Tunnel Grinder and Lightning Axe. The Lightning Axe is going to get exiled under the Currency Converter. The Brass's Tunnel Grinder is going to get exiled to the Conspiracy Theorist ability, so I may cast it this turn. And I'm going to make 2 red for the Path of the Pyromancer and draw 3 cards. That's also going to trigger my Captain Howler, so my Conspiracy Theorist is going to get +4/+0, and if he deals combat damage to a player, I'm going to get to draw a card. I would like to continue to discard cards. So I will pay this 2 red to cast this Cathartic Reunion, which has an additional cost to cast this spell, discard 2 cards. I will discard this Reality Shift and this Squee Goblin Nabob. The Squee will stay in the graveyard. The Reality Shift will go under the Conspiracy Theorist, so I may cast it this turn. And then I will draw 3 cards. And that will trigger the Captain Howler again, targeting this guy again, so he will be +8. For my next trick, I am just going to tap 3, sacrificing this treasure, to play this Brass's Tunnel Grinder, which says when it enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. I'm going to discard all of the cards in my hand, which are Lorien Revealed, Bralin, Skyshark, Ryder, and Mary Reed and Anne Bonny.
Okay.
All 3 of those are going to go under the Currency Converter. They're going to trigger Captain Howler, who is going to target himself to get +6, and I'm going to draw 4 cards.
I've drawn a lot of cards this turn.
I have. Thank you. Then I would like to go to combat. I am going to attack some of my friends, and it's not the cleanest it's ever been, but Bill, I'm going to attack you with this Conspiracy Theorist for 10. Jim, I'm going to attack you with the Captain Howler for 11.
For 11.
These are both very rude.
Conspiracy theorist trigger?
He does trigger, but I do not have 1 to pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm taking 11.
I'm taking dead.
I'll go to 25.
Jim to 25, Bill to dead. I've got, it was 2 separate triggers on the Conspiracy Theorist, 1 from the Captain Howler, so I will draw 3 cards.
Yep.
And then these numbers aren't going to matter because I am just 7 cards in hand, passing the turn, reality shift, exiled forever, but not under the converter.
Whew.
I maybe just died to Alex, but
Okay. Well, I'll draw a card.
Oh, no, you got
Oh,
32
sorry.
life.
at the beginning of my end step, this gets a bore counter because I descended. And then if there are 3 or more on it, I remove them and transform this. I don't know that we're getting there.
Cool.
Okay. I'm going to tap 5 like this to cast Salvation Engine. This is a 6/10. It says other artifact creatures I control get +2/+2. And whenever this vehicle attacks, return up to 1 target artifact card from my graveyard to the battlefield.
It's better than Sun Titan?
I mean, it's a 6/10 with crew 6.
Oh, sure.
But
sure.
it does trigger the barracks of 1,000 and make myself a gnome soldier. That is
And what does your commander do?
it turns it into a vehicle.
Oh, interesting. Does it have haste?
It does have haste.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think I can afford to attack, though, because I'm just going to get slammed. Slam-a-jammed?
Maybe. That is possible.
Yeah.
I probably just need to leave these up.
It gets you a blocker if you attack with it, though, right? Or I guess
I don't have any artifacts.
You got nothing to do.
I think I'm just going to sit back and I'll pass.
Okay, sounds good.
That was much less terrifying than I anticipated it being.
I'll see if I can fix that.
Thanks.
I'll play Monumental Henge as my land for turn. And then I'd like to put Sonic Screwdriver onto the stack for free, demonstrating 2 less and 2 less.
Yeah.
Trigger.
Uh-oh.
Pay for it.
He's got 2 screwdrivers.
Make a
Sonic screwdriver.
Lefty loosey and righty tighty together at last.
We're going to activate Ugin the Ineffable to do +1, so we're going to exile this card, which I get to look at. So yeah, whenever this spirit dies, I get the card that's underneath.
Yes.
It goes to my hand. But that's not an artifact.
Yes.
Got it.
It
Fortunate.
is colorless.
But not an artifact. So I'm going to move to declare attacks. I'm going to pay 3 twice, so that's 6, and tap my Sonic Screwdrivers to make Mendicant Core and Master of Ethereum unblockable this turn.
Okay.
Now, just to count it up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, +1. So this is a 10/10, and this is an 11/4.
Yes.
And Bird is an 11/5. Oh, it's not crude.
Not crude yet.
Got it. Sorry.
But now it is crude.
Sure.
Okay.
What we're going to do is we're going to send Master of Ethereum and Mendicant Core at Jim alongside both Thought Monitors
Okay.
for lethal, potentially.
Flying and unblockables.
Yep,
respectively.
flyings and unblockables.
Okay.
And just 11 at Elliot.
I also have no flyers, so
Yeah, I have no flyers
11
and
here.
can't block the ones that don't have flying, so I'm going to die.
alrighty.
Send Jim to dead.
Thanks.
Jim to dead.
Welcome to the land of
me
the dead.
to
It's good to be here.
21.
We're both at 21.
Oh, blackjack.
That's that number.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's go do that hockey, Elliot.
In your end step, I would like to put a card exiled with currency converter into my graveyard. It will be a non-land. This Mary Reed, I guess. I will make a 2/2 black rogue creature token, and then I will untap. In my upkeep, I would like to return Squee, Goblin Nabob, from my graveyard to my hand
Ooh.
as a friend action, and then I will draw for turn. I will play this River Pyre Verge. They completed the cycle, sort of. They could do the reverse next, but in Aetherdrift, they gave us at least another 5, so that's cool. This one is at base for a red, and then adds a blue if I have an island or a mountain, which I do. Starting things off, I'm going to tap a blue and a red to cast this Grab the Prize. As an additional cost to cast it, I'm going to discard a card. That card is going to be Squee, Goblin Nabob. I'm going to draw 2 cards, and because the discarded card wasn't a land, Grab the Prize is going to deal 2 damage to each opponent. Squee can go to the graveyard, not under either of my exile effects. Trigger Howler to give himself +2/+0. Put that there. I'm going to pay 1 happens to be a mountain, to Mountain Cycle this Oliphant. That will trigger the Howler, so another +2, and if he hits, another draw a card. But it is discarding, so it will also go under the currency converter, and then I'll search for a mountain. I will put this basic mountain into my hand, and then my guy is pretty big. I've got a pretty good one here. I'd like to cast Chandra's Ignition.
Oh, okay. How big is he?
9.
So I go to 10,
Uh-huh.
and it's every creature?
It's each other creature and
Right.
each opponent.
Did you want to crew your vertibird?
I don't, but thanks. I think that's everybody.
It should be, because
1, 2,
once all of the
3,
other artifacts
4,
die, I
5,
think
6,
the
7, 8,
other guys are
9,
small enough.
10. Yeah, that'd be how it goes.
Wow.
So it's everybody except for Brotherhood Vertibird.
Yes.
So in the yard, these are tokens. This spirit dies, which puts this card back into my hand.
You get that card.
Okay.
Then I would like to go to combat, unfortunately with a 9/4,
Yep.
and attack you for
Yep.
9.
Attack me for 9. I go to 1.
Go to 1.
1, and I will draw 2 cards. Which is actually super funny, because then I have to go to my end step and discard, which is going to buff him a little more. But 1, 2,
Very
3,
briefly.
4, 5, 6, 7. I guess end step. Ooh, 4 counter. 2 additional mountains, which will go under the converter.
Sounds good.
Go ahead. Show me what you got,
I would
baby.
say I gotta find something to got, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's go do that hockey. All right. Ooh, just what we wanted. We're gonna start by taking up Ugin. So we'll get a spirit connected to this card that I definitely didn't want to draw. I'm definitely not mad about it. Ask me if I'm mad about it.
Hey, Alex.
No. We'll tap 4 for Mendicant Core Guidelight. He's
Here it
back in the saddle.
We're like,
Wait, that was your pick.
4.
Oh.
Something about your tone.
We got Illustrious Wanderglyph. Trigger can't pay for it. Cry. That will be the end of my turn. I believe I have the City's Blessing.
Yes.
Yeah, very much so.
So all my artifact creatures have +2/+2.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
Untap. Oh, sorry. In your end step, I will do this, put this over here, and make a treasure. It might matter. It might matter, folks.
It might matter.
I'll untap.
Okay.
In my upkeep.
Trigger.
Wow, my trigger first.
Actually, my trigger first.
No, my trigger first, then your trigger, then yours resolves.
Yeah.
Squee Goblin Nabob.
Okay, my trigger.
App now.
Okay, my trigger. Yeah, go for turn. I've got another basic island. Your things are all big by huge, right? Is that correct?
Fairly large. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 +2/+2 is 8, 5. And then, yeah.
Do you want to read this card for me?
Oh, no.
Hey, so whenever you discard a card, Buccaneer deals 1 damage to yourself.
Yeah, so this is Glinthorn Buccaneer. If you've played CEDH, you know this card. If you haven't, it says whenever you discard a card, Glinthorn Buccaneer deals 1 damage to each opponent. He's got some other text on there.
You can't discard any cards.
Alex, how much life do you have?
Hold on, let me decipher my chicken scratch. It says I have collector number 264 Amonkhet.
Oh, that's still in my hand! I'm going to pay 2, tap this currency converter, draw a card, discard a card. It'll be this mountain that'll go back under the converter. Trigger Glinthorn Buccaneer.
All right, in response, I'm going to go down to 263 Amonkhet.
Oh, no!
Good game.
Good game.
That's a wrap. What a game. Before we get into it, though, before we get into the post game, all of you at home, if you're new to the channel or anything like that, you can check out our Patreon. We actually have bonus episodes that $10 plus patrons get access to that nobody else gets to see. It's very, very cool. $10 plus patrons get to see it.
It's exclusive.
Yeah. So Mendicant Core,
Crazy. That
So,
was terrifying.
Very specific.
predictably really good.
Predictably really good, but specifically Mendicant Core with a 1-drop creature.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being able to get my speed off the ground on turn 4 made the difference this game. Being able to drop 2 Masters of Ethereum for whatever they normally cost +1 that's great.
And also, like, I mean, we can't understate the Thought Monitor plays, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because like the double up Thought Monitor to draw 4 cards and put 2 beefy
mana.
flyer and flying blockers.
Yeah,
in
right.
play,
2 mana, 2 4/4 flyers,
Yeah.
draw 4 cards.
Yeah. Actually, hilariously, I didn't draw another artifact until the Wandering Glyph guy.
Wow, really?
So aside from the Sonic Screwdriver that you saw, but those were the only 2 other artifacts I drew the rest of the game.
You saw basically everything I drew because I was turboing through my deck, putting it all under the converter. But
Wow, that currency converter.
MVP for sure. It was weird. What's the guy's name? The conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
He unfortunately, it's only like you may cast it this turn.
Yeah.
So it's not actually 2 separate discard or exile piles. I thought I was like gonna really overcomplicate the game for myself, but it ended up. I don't know that I triggered the theorist again.
Yeah. It seemed to run pretty smooth.
Yeah. The deck's great.
Yeah.
You discard your whole deck. You don't care. Shark pirate.
I gotta say, you were, I think, 1 ramp spell away from probably winning this game.
I was
goodness.
like 1 turn behind than what I needed to be because like I had the Wildfire Awakener. If I had like a ramp spell to be able to get a couple more tokens, then it would have been great because I just would have been able to do things a lot faster. I was 1 turn away from drawing another token spell, which would have been gigantic with Mirari's Wake and Samut on probably still 2 speed. But I would have been able to make a lot of things and then tap things down with Glare of Subdual or just like attack with some things and have the Beastmaster Ascension.
Yeah.
The ramp spell that I did have in my hand that was never relevant in the entire game was Harvest Season. I just didn't have enough creatures or ways to like attack without things getting blocked and killed. So that would have helped out a lot. The other thing that didn't super help was I had some really good cards in my hand, but they all cost 800 mana. This guy would have been good. Terror of the Peaks would have been nice to just like ping some people or to increase my speed, and then Warstorm Surge would have only cost me 3 at some point probably. So
Warstorm Surge just dealing power equal to face is just crazy.
Yeah, especially when they're getting buffed by Summit and Mirari's Wake and potentially Beastmaster Ascension.
Yeah.
Like my tokens are coming in as 10 ones.
Yeah.
or like 10
that's
sixes.
going to be a pretty quick game at that point.
I'm still impressed with this deck, but it was just like 1 turn too slow, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you got incredibly unlucky that I pulled Ugin the Ineffable there.
Yeah. I mean, there was that. I also, my first draw of the game was a land, and then I didn't see any more lands for the rest of the game.
Geez.
So that part was a little rough because I did have, I had a handful of 5-drops and 5 mana. And then once I flipped the Smithy, it was 6 mana, but I was still only single spelling each turn. I had a Ham Sphere in my hand that I really wanted to cast. That would have made a pretty big difference because casting it with the Smithy meant that I could get the Ham Sphere into play. It gets crewed. I attack, make 3 hamsters, and then I've also got the Gnome, so it leaves 4 blockers behind.
Right, and a big blocker.
And I'm also dealing like 10 damage with it.
Yeah.
'Cause it's a 7x or whatever, plus the 3 from the hamsters. On the last turn, I probably maybe could have lasted 1 more turn because I had a Nautiloid ship in my hand, which is a 5/5 flying vehicle that would have made the Gnome off of the Smithy land. I could have taken Elliot's Graveyard, and then gotten something from it. But notably, it's a 5/5 flying blocker. Right. So I might have been able to live 1 more turn. But
you would have been able to block one of my thought monitors and stay on 1 or 2.
I would have been at, I don't know, a few life anyway. But then at that point, I've got like a Gnome and then no vehicles.
Messy for sure.
The deck is sweet, though. I really like the idea of circumventing the high crew costs.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to everybody who watched this episode. We just want to say thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, hit subscribe. If you're old here, hit subscribe. And if you're really old here, check to make sure you're subscribed. A lot of people watch these that aren't, and you might think you are. We also just want to say thank you so much to Wizards of the Coast. If you could do me a favor and share this video in your group chat, the folks that you play Magic with, the folks that you watch stuff with, we'd really appreciate it if you shared it around because they're judging us on how many likes, shares, and subscribes we get. And we want you to show them that you like this content. So do that for me. I'd appreciate it. We also just want to say thanks so much to Game Gen for all the stuff. Thanks to Burrito Splendido for that delicious smelling burrito upstairs that I'm about to go eat. And we hope you have a fantastic day.